Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unmanned. AUVSI applauds House passage of FAA reauthorization. FAA approves 9 new LAANC service providers. And UAVOS completes series of test flights with its new Sitaria UAS. Hello, I'm Laura Hutson. Welcome to the Aero-News Network's Airborne Unmanned program, a weekly news program covering all things unmanned, in partnership with AUVSI, the Association for Unmanned Vehicle Systems International. AUVSI boss Brian Wynn has issued a statement on the Unmanned Aircraft Systems provisions in the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2018, which passed the House of Representatives last week by a vote of 398 to 23. We are very pleased that the House of Representatives passed the FAA bill, which will help expand the commercialization of UAS technology and ensure that UAS are integrated into the national airspace in a manner that is safe for all aircraft, both manned and unmanned. The bill calls for rulemaking on a UAS traffic management system, which will help ensure the safe and efficient use of the national airspace and enable expanded UAS operations, such as beyond visual line of sight. There are also provisions for rules concerning carriage of property, a necessary step for allowing UAS package deliveries. Additionally, we applaud the bill's commitment to UAS safety awareness through its appropriation of $1 million every year from 2019 to 2023 for education campaigns such as Know Before You Fly, an initiative AUVSI co-founded with the FAA and the Academy of Model Aeronautics. By amplifying education efforts, we can continue to ensure that UAS technology is adopted safely and responsibly. In the next Unmanned Minute, let's take a brief look at a few of the shorter stories that are making the rounds of the unmanned vehicle communities. The FAA reauthorization bill contains language that would allow the government to disable drones that are perceived as a threat, including shooting them down. The language is included in a section entitled Preventing Emerging Threats. It would allow the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI to track drones that are deemed to be a credible threat to a covered facility or asset. The authority was requested in August by DHS Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen. Mexico is poised to institute new drone laws that will carry hefty fines for flying a drone without a license. Under current rules, infractions are considered civil matters. There is already a requirement to license drones, and that local drone regulations must be modified by December when fines will be put into effect. Those fines could be high. Once the new regulations are published in the official Gazette of the Federation, flying a drone without a license could cost the operator 403,000 pesos, or about $21,237.50. uAvionix Corporation has released its 1090 Nano, a 1090 MHz ADS-B single-chip solution for unmanned aircraft systems ADS-B transceivers and detect and avoid applications. In early 2017, uAvionix introduced its TUAT, a dime-sized 978 MHz single chip, which has become the cornerstone for all of uAvionix's 978 MHz ADS-B solutions for both manned and unmanned solutions, including the recently TSO-certified Sky Beacon. In part 2 of our recent interview with Senator James Inhofe at AirVenture this summer, ANN's Jim Campbell discusses the impact of UAVs on the national airspace. Senator Inhofe says that the Commerce Committee, of which he is a member, is working on how to effectively integrate unmanned aircraft into the national airspace system. Log in to ANN's YouTube site at youtube.com/Aero-TV Network and search for Aero-TV, a principled advocate for GA, Senator James Inhofe Part 2. That was our Unmanned Minute. Now back to the rest of the news. The FAA has announced 9 new partners to its LAANC initiative, which provides near real-time processing of airspace authorizations for Part 107 drone operators nationwide who fly in controlled airspace. The 5-month onboarding process that began in April resulted in 9 new LAANC partners: Aero-Nide, Airbus, AirXOS, Altitude Angel, Converge, DJI, Kitty Hawk, UAS Sidekick, and Inhofe. The 9 joined 5 companies: AirMap, Harris Corporation, Project Wing, Skyward, and Thales Group that have already met the technical and legal requirements to provide LAANC services. LAANC uses airspace data including UAS facility maps, which show the maximum altitude around airports where the FAA may authorize operations under Part 107 in controlled airspace. The program gives drone operators the ability to interact with industry-developed applications and obtain near real-time authorization from the FAA. LAANC, the foundation for developing the Unmanned Aircraft Systems Traffic Management System, is now available at nearly 300 FAA air traffic facilities across the country, covering approximately 500 airports. The FAA next year will accept applications from parties interested in becoming LAANC service providers from January 7th to February 8th, and from July 8th to August 9th. UAVOS has completed a series of test flights with Sitaria, its new fixed-wing UAS, designed to carry out a variety of tasks, including patrol and observation missions, and aerial photography of terrain area with a radius of up to 120 kilometers. The UAS is also purposely designed to work with LiDAR airborne laser scanning equipment as payload. With a wide range of speeds, a stall speed of 65 km per hour and a maximum speed of 150 km per hour, Sitaria can conduct missions at a minimum flight speeds close to 70 km per hour. Sitaria weighs 35 kilograms, has a wingspan of 5.2 meters, and its length of fuselage is 2.8 meters. The UAS has a flight time of 3 hours and an operating altitude of up to 6,000 meters, when it has a payload of 4 kilograms. The range of video transmission can be up to 60 kilometers, but the backup Iridium command line is unlimited in range. Sitaria has a unique aerodynamic design, which allows for the quick adjustment of the position of the wing relative to the fuselage when the weight of the payload changes. The minimum tail weight has a positive effect on the control and stability of the aircraft. Well, that's our program for this week. In addition to this program, our Airborne Unlimited episodes covering the entire aviation and aerospace world are streamed on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and tweet us. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. And more information on the innovative world of all things unmanned at AUVSI.org and Airborne-Unmanned.net. We'll see you next week.